Hello everybody, this is Tip Top MTG here today with another MTG video. In today's video, we are taking a first look at Innistrad Midnight Hunt and Innistrad Crimson Vow, the next two sets coming to MTG. So yes, we just got out of Jumpstart Historic Horizons spoilers, and literally the next day they had a reveal event where they revealed a little bit about the set. So in this video, we're going to kind of read through their article, we're going to talk about some of the spoilers that are within that article, and we're going to do a little bit more. So why don't we jump right into this? Alright, so let's read through what they have to say, kind of ignoring all of their cheesy stuff. Let's break into this. We met the horrors of the night when we first arrived on Innistrad. The forces of darkness pushed humans to the brink with Dark Ascension. The champion of humanity's protection returned from the Hell Vault, and Avacyn restored. Then the world began to change. Something beyond the evils of night warped mysterious new terrors and corrupted the Guardian, Avacyn, in shadows over Innistrad. A twist of fate brought more outsiders to Innistrad, and the creatures of the night reclaimed their dominance of the darkness as the warping force vanished during Eldritch Moon. Without Avacyn to protect Innistrad, the balance shifts further as dusk to dawn is filled again with everything that hungers for humans. So this first one, Innistrad Midnight Hunt, is coming out actually fairly soon, and we have a couple of spoilers for those, so we're going to kind of look through these. So for 1 and a black, we have Infernal Grasp. It's an instant, destroy target creature, you lose 2 life. Honestly, this is one of the best 2-mana black kill spells I've ever seen. Right now we have Heartless Act in Standard, which destroys target creature with no counters on it for 1 and a black, or removes 3 counters from a creature. Now, in my opinion, this is a better card. I mean, it doesn't have that limitation. There are going to be those creatures that have counters, whether they're +1/+1 or just some other type of counter, and this can get rid of them. Now, it would suck to be at like 2 life and needing to destroy something, and so that is kind of a big downside of it, but the fact that it can destroy any creature is pretty big. So in my opinion, being at 2 life and needing this kill spell is going to happen less than running into a creature with a counter on it. So I think this is going to be a very good card that sees a decent amount of play. So next we have Play with Fire. It's one red for an instant that deals 2 damage to any target. If a player is dealt damage this way, scry 1. So this is just better Shock. Shock is 1 red instant. It deals 2 damage to any target, and then that's it. This, if you manage to hit a player with it, you're going to get to scry. So it's very minimal in its upside, but if you're in one of those burn decks, it's a great addition to have. And if you are running Shock in any deck, you should replace it with this, just because it is going to be better. There are going to be those times where, oh, you need to hit your opponent for 2 for some reason, or you want to scry, and this gives you that added benefit. Then we have 1 black for Champion of the Parish. It's a 1/1 creature zombie, and whenever another zombie enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Champion of Parish. So just going to get bigger and bigger whenever zombies ETB. Pretty good, 1/1 for 1. Just going to get bigger. In zombie decks, you'll want to run it. Either way, let's continue. The monsters we first met on Innistrad are what remain, and they hunger for more. Innistrad Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow breathe new life and unlife into everything that made Innistrad so foreboding and grim, and we're excited to be going back to the sets that celebrate our celebration unto themselves. Either way, so let's talk about specifically Midnight Hunt. Innistrad Midnight Hunt begins with our new story ripped right from the worries of Innistrad's populace, a night that may never end. With the sun rising later and setting sooner every day, they turn to the hope of the Harvest Tide Festival and a ritual with warlocks to maintain the balance. So it seems like the story is going to be, the day's getting shorter. They need to fix that. Monsters are kind of taking over the land. I think that was not obvious, but I think most people could get something along those lines. So we do have a spoiler here. It's Join the Dance. It's green and a white for a sorcery. You create 2 1/1 white human creature tokens. So creating 2 1/1s for 2 mana isn't bad. It is multicolor. We have seen this effect for 1 and a white at instant speed, but this has something else. This has flashback, which confirms that it is coming back for at least Midnight Hunt. However, in their live stream, they did state that there are going to be shared mechanics between the 2 sets, and it would not shock me if flashback is what they're referencing there, just because that is a mechanic that can go pretty much in anything. It is gonna work in Midnight Hunt, but maybe we'll see it in Crimson Vow. I don't know. I would just guess that. Despite plenty of werewolves and other denizens of the night, their strength and hope for the humans gather deep in the woods, but the story doesn't end there. So then we have Crimson Vow. Those that stalk from the shadows aren't just the mindless zombies and frenetic werewolves, but also the eternally undead with calculating grand designs of their own. Why would every vampire that one can imagine unite for an ultra-exclusive wedding and reception everyone is dying to attend? Innistrad's Crimson Vow will answer that and more. I believe this was referring to Soren and his wife. Could be wrong about that, but I was reading something on Reddit about that. Together, Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow revisit what we learned about Innistrad, showing us again why the wisest of humans there never stop fearing nightfall. Alright, then they also announced there's a Magic Showcase, and they actually announced this a little bit ago. On the 24th of August, they're going to showcase what's coming up in the next year, meaning, what's going to happen next year. Why are there 5 sets this year? Does that mean there's only 3 sets next year? What does that mean? So we're going to learn all about all of that and more. Maybe there'll be 5 sets next year. Who knows? Then also Commander Party. Essentially, they're going to be doing a Commander event on October 30th and 31st. Just to celebrate both the return of in-store play and Innistrad. It's obviously Halloween and the day before. And yeah, it's a Commander event. Either way, then they reveal some information about Innistrad. So essentially, these are going to be the hashtags for Twitter. Not that important. The website, not that important. But I will show you something on the website here in a second. Then, here are the important things. We kind of already had these dates, but they do confirm them. Mtg Arena, it's coming out on the 16th of September. So that is about a month away. Just for a reminder, we are literally getting Historic Horizons in like 6 days from the filming of this video. And we just got Forgotten Realms a month ago. So we're getting a huge, more than 300 cards added to the game set 3 months in a row, but that's fine. It's going to be, the pre-release weekend will be September 17th through the 23rd. Release date will be the 24th. The Commander Party event will be October 30th and the 31st. So that's actually a pretty big jump between those 2 dates. Either way, they show us this product lineup. So let's talk about a couple things. First off, this set is going to have 2 commander decks, and they are going to be more like Adventures in the Forgotten Realms or Ikoria or Strixhaven, where they are not the little $20 ones. They're going back to every set having these more expensive ones that have a lot more new cards, which is fine. They have more new cards, which means people are going to get excited about them. But it's looking like this is going to be the way going forward that things are going to be. A couple other things to note. Here's what the art's going to look like on all the packaging. We have set boosters, which are pretty cool because now they are in the bundle, so you get 8 set boosters. That's probably just because set boosters are slightly more expensive than draft boosters, I would assume, so they're just going to keep the bundle the same price and then have it be 8 set boosters. That's kind of cool. You buy the bundle to open the packs, and set boosters are meant to open packs, so that makes a lot of sense. It's looking like the showcase frames are going to be kind of some cool art styles, and yeah, that's kind of what we can learn from this. Also, the name of the commander decks are Undead Unleashed and Coven Counters. So I assume some counter matters thing and something undead based. Kind of weird we don't have a werewolf deck. I've seen a lot of people kind of upset about that. Either way, beginning with the Innistrad Midnight Hunt, bundles now include 8 set boosters. Each set booster comes with a guaranteed rare, mythic, rare, and more. A foil card, beautiful art card, thematic commons and uncommons, plus a chance at a card from the list, making it exciting to open and add to your collection. The Innistrad Midnight Hunt bundle also includes traditional foil and non-foil basic lands, a spin-down die that glows in the dark, and a traditional foil promo version of this card. Alright, so let's break down all of this really fast. So, this card is a 1 and a blue for a creature, human wizard, 1/3, and it says you have no maximum hand size. Then, it says at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have exactly 13 cards in your hand, you win the game, and then you can pay 4 mana to draw a card. What is this card? So this is a reference to Triska, whatever, Phobia. It's a card where if your opponent has exactly, I believe, 13 life, they lose the game. This is kind of the opposite. You win the game if you have exactly 13, so this is kind of cool. It's kind of the opposite of it. Someone who likes the number 13 instead of being scared of it. It's a nice little throwback to it. In terms of the actual effect of the card, it's actually not that bad. 1 and a blue for a creature that gives you no max hand size. And then if you get infinite mana, essentially, if it gets back to your turn, you win the game. It's a little gimmicky, but I mean, infinite mana means you draw your whole deck. It also could mean you just win the game on the spot. So, yeah. And then the reason they're explaining this about the bundle is because Innistrad Midnight Hunt will have some fancy basic lands, and we'll take a look at those here in a second. So next we have Crimson Vow, so here's going to be some of the key art for that. It's coming on Mtg Arena November 11th. Pre-release weekend will be the 12th through the 18th, and release date will be the 19th. It's going to have the same lineup of stuff, except the decks are called Spirit Squadron and Vampiric Bloodline. So a Spirit and a Vampire deck. So here's all of that. And that is it for the article. So essentially, what did we learn? We learned about these new cards. Now, you're going to notice we didn't actually get any werewolf spoiled, and that's because they said that they were doing werewolves a little bit differently this time, and I assume that they don't want to spoil that mechanic yet, so they didn't reveal any werewolves. Now, if I had to guess as to what how they're doing it differently, I would guess something along a day-night, token almost similar to like the City's Blessing, where it's just global for both players. It's either day or night. We do have a confirmation of double face cards, so when we go over here, I don't know if you're actually gonna be able to see it. It says here, Master the Shadow with draft boosters. Unwrap 2 double face cards in every pack, plus 1 traditional foil card in every 3 packs. So pretty cool. You know, it's nice information that they didn't really give us, and it essentially just confirms that we will get double face card, but there's enough to have 2 in every pack. That's crazy to me, and a lot of people are like, oh, they're gonna be modal. I doubt they're gonna be modal, but also, for me, it seems weird to have both modal double face cards and traditional double face cards, meaning the ones that have to transform. It seems weird to have those in standard sets, but also, they kind of said modal double face cards are ending, so these kind of have to be traditional double face cards, at least for now, just because modal double face cards are going on a little bit of a break. So I'm not sure about that. Either way, we can expect some form of double face cards. All right, next I want to take us over to the Scryfall page where we can talk about a couple of spoilers that were not there. So we have Consider. It's a blue for an instant, and it says, look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard, essentially surveil 1, and then draw a card. So it's essentially Opt, but with surveil. And a lot of people would call this a better card. So what have we gotten? We've gotten kind of a better 2-cost black removal spell, a better Shock, and a better Opt. Pretty cool. It is a little bit, of upping the power level, just because really you're not doing anything with the bottom of your library, but you can do lots of stuff with your graveyard. So I expect lots of self-mill decks, reanimator decks, and stuff like that to like this card. And even just comparing it to Op, it's like, I don't care. Unless I'm fighting a mill deck, it's the bottom of my library might as well be my graveyard. You know, just in general, sometimes your opponents will have stuff that interact with it, and then it's a little upsetting, but yeah. Then we have a Planeswalker, that being Ren and 7. So this is a 5-cost green Planeswalker. Okay, that's going to be a little bit awkward. There we go. Sorry. So it's a 5-cost, 5 loyalty, legendary Planeswalker Ren with a +1 that says, reveal the top 4 cards of your library, put all land cards revealed this way into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. So pretty good. I mean, you're probably getting a land off this, and then you're stuffing your graveyard, which is pretty awesome. A lot of decks want to do that, especially with this set, with things like Flashback, and probably lots of Reanimator Undead stuff. Then, 0, put any number of land cards from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. That's pretty cool. I would say that, oh, you're not really going to get to use it because it's a 5-mana card. By that point, you probably don't have any lands in your hand. But with that +1, it is possible that the top 4 cards of your library are lands. You +1, you know, you get 4 lands, you play one of them, the next turn you can play another one, and then you 0 to dump out 2 more, but I'm not sure about that one. That one seems a little bit more gimmicky, but maybe you can build your deck around it if we're in like a brawl style of setting where this can be your commander. -3, create a green tree folk creature token with reach, and this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. So create a blocker for him, and it's a pretty beefy one. You probably have 5 lands just because he has 5 costs. So you're creating a 5/5 that can block a lot of stuff. Honestly, planeswalkers that can create creature tokens are some of the best just because they can defend themselves. And then -8, which would happen, you know, he enters, you +1 it to get him up to 6, and then another turn 7, another turn 8, and then a turn after that, you can return all permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Then you get an emblem with, you have no max hand size. That's okay. I mean, it's probably pretty good because you're stuffing a ton of stuff in your graveyard with that +1. It is drawing you just a bunch of cards. I'm not trying to say it's a weak ability. I'm just saying it's not one that necessarily says win the game on the spot. And then there is this alternate art version of it, just in case you wanted to see that. Let's see. Then we have the basic lands. So these are going to be in every pack, I believe is what they said. So in every single draft booster, you will get one of these, and they are very, very cool. They are kind of these like, I don't know, they're like these black and white, almost horror like lands. I think they're gonna look very cool. They're, you know, it used to be that full arts were like a Zendikar thing, and then they were done in Amonkhet, and then they were done in Theros, and so they've started becoming a thing that are just in a lot of different sets. And I know some people are upset about that because if you have something special and you get it all the time, it becomes less special. But honestly, they're done in different ways every time. And I think the fact that this is like, you can see like around the edges here looks really, really cool mixed with the art style. So I really, really like these. I might actually consider picking up these on MTG Arena, which I generally don't because I have my Theros lands and those are good enough. But these look really, really awesome. So I might have to pick up some of these on MTG Arena. And then here are some promo versions of these. These are why they were revealed. It's because these are going to be your FNM at home. Not FNM at home, your FNM promos. I forgot. That's actually like a thing. Yeah. So that is it for this video. That is all of the details that were revealed. I want to know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you excited for Midnight Hunt? Are you feeling burnt out by all the sets? Let me know. The next big Magic announcement should be August 24th, and you can expect a video the day of. I know this one was a day late. That was just due to unfortunate circumstances. But yeah, going forward, hopefully stuff should be the day of. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.